What's up, family? What's good? Y'all, I'm excited because I just got off a live with Liberty and Nadine on Instagram that wasn't planned, but God showed up this morning. But listen, you all, I'm not going to be on Zoom today, but I just came on here to pray with you real quick. We will resume next week as I am traveling back home from West Palm Beach, Florida, being with family and friends and all of that good stuff. But listen, I just want to let you know and remind you, remember last week, we talked about having 7 weeks of shifting, and last week was the end of the 7th week going into the 6th week. So technically this week, we have 5 weeks and 1 day left before we go into 2024. We have 5 weeks and 1 day left before we go into 2024. And the prophetic word of the Lord was that each week you are to focus on a particular area where you can cause a shift to happen in your life, whether it be in your mind, in your finances, in your habits, whatever it is, because in the holiday season, we can get so caught up with Thanksgiving and Christmas and all these things that we forget that we are still on a divine timetable and have to fulfill what God has called us to do. And so it's my hope and my prayer that you had a phenomenal Thanksgiving with family and friends, that you've rested or done that which you've done. But I need you to stay on track still have fun, but take time in prayer to get your download from the Lord. That was the conversation this morning I just got off of with Liberty and Nadine, is understanding that prayer is the greatest technology. Everything has to be birthed through the loins of prayer, or it is illegal. Your prayer is your insurance package. Your prayer is like your copyright, your trademark that protects your vision, that protects your mission, that protects the download that God gives you. And what begins to happen at the beginning of every calendar year here in America is we have vision board parties and all of that. But you can have a vision board party all day long, but if you did not pray about your vision, if you didn't birth it through prayer, it's illegal. And that's why you can have a vision in January, but by the time March comes, you've messed up, you've thrown in the towel, you've given up. It's because as soon as you begin to release what you want to do, the enemy's listening and trying to wage war against you. And so the way you push past that is by birthing it through prayer, decreeing and declaring the word of the Lord over your vision, your mission, your family, your business, your ministry, or what have you. And so in these next 5 weeks, 5 is the number of grace. I'm decreeing and declaring that God is going to give you the grace to be focused, the grace to be determined, the grace for your vision, the grace for the finances needed for your vision, the grace that's needed for your family, to be a mother, to be a father, to be a businessman, a businesswoman, all at the same time. Because the reality is, it's not always easy to do what you're called to do when you still have to work, when you still have to be a parent, when you still have to be a friend, when you have all these different things that are pulling for your attention and your time. It's hard to focus sometimes, but I'm decreeing and declaring now that you have the focus, you have the grace, you have the determination to do what God has called you to do. And as God gives you the vision, write them down each week. Do something for the next 5 weeks to focus on a particular area. And even under this video, if you want to jot down what you're focusing on or what you need prayer on, so we can collaborate together to intercede for your vision of what God is calling you to do, let's do it. There's power in unity, there's power in togetherness, and that's what I'm here to do. I am your personal intercessor. I'm your personal prophet, your personal pastor, your personal intercessor, here to stand in the gap for you and to support you. I am here to undergird and support you however God would allow me to, but you have to communicate what the need is so we can address it in prayer. But listen, y'all, that's the word. We got 5 weeks left. I believe that's about 36 or 37 days left in this year. So stay focused. Keep your foot on the gas. Don't let anything hinder you. Don't let doubt come in. Don't let fear come in or anything like that. All right? But let me pray. I'm going to keep my eyes open because I am driving. Y'all pray for me as well as I travel back to Atlanta. But our Father, our God, we bless you and thank you this morning. We thank you for this virtual gathering. And God, I pray that these your people who are listening now or catching the replay or what have you, God, that you would strengthen them, heighten their ears and their eyes to see what you're calling them to see. Father, give them the strength to push past every cultural limitation that would try to hinder them, any societal limitations, any peer pressures, any social media types of activity that would cause them to feel inferior or like they're missing out or they're behind or they're a day late and a dollar short. We come against any level of activity or device that the enemy would use to try to overwhelm them and burden them and hinder them from pushing forward in their vision and their mission and capitalizing on these next 5 weeks of making the 7 shifts that you have called them to do. Father, as they write their visions down, as they write their shifts down, I decree and declare that you will be the super on their natural to empower them to go forth and be who they're called to be, empower them to push past fear, empower them to push past doubt, empower them to push past any limitation, any generational curse, any self-sabotage, any financial burdens, children, issues with their children, issues in their marriage, issues on their job, whatever the case may be. Father, I decree and declare that you are giving them the supernatural power to plow through every man-made or any earth-bound limitation. Let them know they are called, they are chosen. This is their hour, this is their time to be who they're called to be. And Father, I decree and declare that in this world where there's so much going on, where people are forgetting about the family unit, they're forgetting about prayer, they're forgetting about the power of God, they're forgetting about church, and they're trying to make the things of God seem like they're bad and the things of God seem like they're out of order. I decree and declare, Father, that you will help them to focus in the midst of it all, and that they will be the true sons and daughters, and that they will rise up in the midst of adversity and stand firm on your word. They will stand firm and they will not be shaken. They will not be moved. No matter what comes, no matter what goes, they will stand firm and be your expression here in the earth. They will be your conduit. They will be your voice in the earth. They will be your publishers in the earth. They will be your psalmists in the earth. They will be your preachers in the earth. They will be your businessmen and businesswomen here in the earth. They will be conduits and examples of who you are in the earth. And as they put one foot in front of the other, I decree and declare that you will be the wind beneath their wings to blow them forward, push them forward. Every dream they have, every goal they have, it will come to pass, and the gates of hell will not prevail. But they will prevail, they will prosper, they will succeed, they will thrive, they will come into the awareness of who they've always been, and they will run boldly, they will run with power, they will run with authority, and they will never retreat, but they will keep going no matter what. And Father, whatever's not mentioned, make intercession on these your people's behalf. If they're in their bed, if they're in their car, if they're at the gym, wherever they are, Father, let that room become a place of peace, a place of comfort, a place of tranquility, a place of healing, a place of deliverance. Just like on the live I was just on with Liberty and Nadine, nobody laid hands on anybody, but a young lady who I just met virtually today, Trees, who I don't know, the prophetic word of the Lord went forth, and she began to cry, and she was in tears all the way in Canada while I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida, which lets me know that the power of God is not limited to a geographical location, but the word of the Lord will pierce through atmospheres, it will pierce through time, it will pierce through technology, it will pierce through regions. And so, Father, I decree and declare that that same deliverance that took place virtually, where tears begin to fall from her eyes, that same power will hit these your people wherever they are. All you've got to do is believe it. And I decree and declare and command you to believe the word of the Lord. Be means to exist. It means to be aware. Be aware of God's power. Exist in his authority. Exist in his dominion. Be aware of the word of the Lord and live in it, because it's a realm. Healing is a realm. Power is a realm. Deliverance is a realm. Vision is a realm. Wealth is a realm. So I decree and declare now that you will be and you will become, you will exist in the realm of authority that God has called and designed you to be in. We decree it, we declare it, we establish it, we call it, we quicken it. It is so, and it cannot, will not, shall not ever be otherwise. In the name that's above every name. If you believe that, shout it, write it in the chat. Amen. Shout I believe, write it in the comments, write it, write your vision, make it clear, tag somebody, share this with somebody, and let them know we are taking the next 5 weeks to plow through the remainder of 2023 to enter 2024 with all authority, all dominion, and power. And before I hush, because it's 8 and I know everybody's looking for me, I gotta post this. Before I hush, I need you to understand that 5784, the Jewish calendar, we've already crossed over into a new year on the Jewish calendar. So we're not waiting for January. We've already crossed over. But in January, everybody else will try to catch up with where we are. But keep plowing, keep moving. It's already a new year, but it's a new day and it's your time. I love y'all. I'll see you next week on Zoom. Pray for me as I'm going home, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out.